Well, so we're on, and well, Mavio Sabaji.
Yes, Roland Walker.
I love the way you've dressed this Friday. Very beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
thank you.
Adwayewa?
Definitely.
All right. Well, we're also being joined on the stream by Gifty. Gifty, good morning to you. All right. We don't have Gifty.
You miss Gifty.
Yeah, I always miss her. She's very calm these days. So.
Have you been entangled before?
Not sure, no.
Hey, Roland.
Asking, what do you mean by entangled, like?
Did they ask, what do you mean by that?
The Will Smith thing. That has inspired our conversation today, no? Open relationship.
Well, we're entangling things on the show this morning.
Yeah.
But are you sure you haven't been entangled yet?
No, I haven't been.
Do you know when you are?
No, I think that taking inspiration from what Will Smith and Jada did, there was an agreement in the first place that we want to have an open relationship. I think it becomes funny who you get entangled with and the reasons and the response of the person giving you that response. So, and if you watch the video, I don't know whether we can get it. Will Smith said, look, we have this. It's cool. I'm okay. But it's his reaction when the wife said, look, I got entangled with August Alsina. And apparently, he is a friend of the family because he's a friend to their son, Jaden. Okay? So that creates a certain... And he said... And I think it's the familiarity of the person that you had a relationship with that maybe even though we had agreed at the first time, it's painful in the present. Yeah.
Well,
because I know him so well, and all of a sudden him, it's like my son. You know, it's a way.
Listen, if you're entangled, I kind of feel like maybe you may not be so sure that you are until you get out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
if we get that part, maybe we'll play. You get to find that his face. It's the face when they were having that reality interaction. The face, and he said. And I got entangled because he wanted to know it's okay. So I got entangled, and then his face just dropped. As an animal drupu, as an animal drupu, like.
Well, that's one of our conversations this morning on the Relationship Friday. Listen, we're just letting loose, but we also have a very important conversation. Quite a number of people that I know, that we know, Roland, because we talked about it yesterday, who have, thank God, recovered from COVID-19, but they still battle with sometimes headaches. Some say they get tired easily after just doing a little bit of work. And we've heard these comments from several people. So we want to talk about it with our doctor, who's been kind enough to be available. So if you have any issues, you've had COVID-19 and you've recovered, but you still have those little issues, we want to hear it. And so we will have our doctor join us here on the AM show after sports this morning. It's a very important conversation. You've got to stick with us. But let's do the newspapers. The Daily Graphic newspaper, here's what's on the front page. Errant Parties to miss 2020 polls. And the Electoral Commission says with 5 months to the December 7 general election, only 7 out of the 28 political parties have submitted their 2019 audited accounts to the Commission. Banks alert to protect depositors' funds from hackers. And Andani assures public. And he's the president of the Ghana Association of Bankers, but also the boss at Stanbic Bank. Interpol chases 2 over Airbus scandal. That's been very topical over the last maybe almost 24 hours, perhaps. The International Police Organization has issued an arrest warrant for 2 individuals over the alleged role in the Airbus scandal. Samuel Foster Adam, alias Samuel Adam Mahama, and Philip Sean Middlemas are alleged to have accepted and also paid a bribe on behalf of Airbus to influence public officials in Ghana to approve the purchase of 3 aircrafts. The red alert was published by Interpol on July 10, 2020. Assurances are given that an extradition will be sought upon arrest of the person in conformity with national laws and or the applicable bilateral and multilateral treaties the red alert stated. There's a lot of background to this. The whole Airbus scandal, the document, the Airbus reaction, corruption practice in Ghana, all part of this story. Details on page 13. Attention to the back page now. 2 cops drowned in the river Oda, which is a very, very tragic story, because they had gotten information that there were some robberies, armed robbers, and they were trying to get a hold on the situation. In trying to chase them, they boarded a canoe and gave the suspected robbers a chase on the river. Unfortunately, the canoe they boarded was meant for just 2 passengers, not 4, and midway through the chase, it capsized. 2 of the cops managed to make it to the bank, while the other 2 were said to have drowned together with their service rifles and were subsequently declared missing. So, that's the story on the back page of the paper. So Western Region runs out of reagents for COVID-19 testing, 3,743 samples in freezer for 3 months. Unbelievable. It says some of the samples are as old as 3 months and have become mere decoration in the storage system of the Efiang Kwanta Regional Hospital. The storage facility at the hospital is said to have become full and unable to receive new samples for storage. Consequently, directives have been given to the district to store samples collected in those areas until the situation improves. And the source told the Daily Graphic that some of the samples had gone bad and had been thrown away. These are this is to confirm whether or not you have COVID-19, and then you treat it as soon as practicable, right? And it's been stored for over 3 months.
Well, it can be stored for.
I get it. But so what happens to the people who are waiting for the results? It depends on
what they took. I think Sputin doesn't.
It's not even the storage. I mean, it's my concern is because I have taken 3 tests already, and the last reliable one, honestly, is not the one that we are used to. Can I say it? The last reliable.
You mean the experience?
The experience, yes. But listen, let me not go there.
No, I think the reality is that I took a test also with you alongside one of our colleagues, and I don't know. They just can't trace samples they had taken for the whole day, and apparently it's not only our day. There's another day, and there's another day.
Wait, hang on. That's the story?
No, not this one.
No. But that's it. I didn't even know.
So it's like they've traced it now. So hopefully we'll get.
But if I was waiting for the results before.
Maybe unless we have to find.
Oh my God.
But we are doing these tests because it's routine for us. Yes.
Yeah, but that's the same.
No, I'm putting it into perspective so that the audience don't.
Oh, I think right now a lot of people do COVID-19 tests.
Not a lot of people. You're privileged, so.
No, but listen.
Not that you're. I'm talking about.
But you see the word you use, the privilege. We have to move away from that point.
But that's the reality of our situation.
It's critical. It's critical now that if I went to the hospital and I was complaining and you saw symptoms of malaria, for instance. I feel like right now, it's not even a feeling. We must, as part of the test that you do, the COVID-19 must be part of it.
You read too many.
No,
you watch too many CNN.
This is not reading. This is real. Wait.
CNN, these guys are.
Wait until you have a close.
Oh, Ghana, my friend, calm down.
Have you had the scare before? Because I have.
Yes, I have. I've had it several times.
And listen,
since March, I've had it several times. Each month, March, I had it. April, I've had it. May, and I think you know why. June, I've had it.
Yeah, but the only thing that saves you, I guess, from all the psychological, because if you have it, it's not a death sentence. You can deal with it. We've seen a lot of recoveries, which is fantastic. But the only thing that settles your mind is when you know the results. Do you know what I mean?
I think psychologically.
But, yeah, because if you're still waiting for the result, then you're thinking about it. and you have all sorts of things going on in your mind. Anyway, since you want me to move on, let me move on and do the Ghanaian. I'm making Roland very uncomfortable this morning.
Oh, no, I'm okay. Charlie, go for you.
But to the Ghanaian Times newspaper, front page of the Times, Accra Girls Senior High School. I actually love it that we're having this conversation, because it's not a conversation that we usually will have in the open. And I think that we need to open up and say, these are the things that we're doing. Yeah. I think it's, well, we will come back and discuss this Western region situation. I don't think it's peculiar to the Western region, because we know we've had some challenges with testing. But to think that close to 4,000 people, they still don't know their fate. And for 3 months, there are people who have... I mean, if you take a sample, the results should come within a week. But, you know... Let's do the Ghanaian Times.
We'll have some few minutes, at least 3 minutes, and talk about this. Because it's what we'll talk about.
Accra Girls Senior High School undergoes disinfection as GES promises to protect all children against COVID-19. Schools must close down based on science, medical evidence. I see Bright up here, who's a child rights advocate. We'll get into a bit of the details of the story if we have time. Airbus bribery saga. Interpol declares Samuel Mahama, 3 others fugitives, orders their arrest. Drivers made to die by hanging. 2 policemen drown while pursuing armed robbers. But this story on page 12 says Jerry Eso, 38, a driver's mate is to die by hanging a second D for killing his wife, Janet Yankee, 34, over prolonged marital issues at Ewishojo in the Ahanta West District of the Western Region in December 2014. Prosecutors say the accused shot his wife, Janet, and bolted from the scene before she delivered the sentence last Wednesday, the presiding High Court judge. And that didn't print out well. So some of the details missing there, but you can read on this on page 12. I don't know, death sentence by hanging. Well, details of all the front page stories in the center spread. On the back page, COVID-19 Trust Fund donates to institutions in 4 regions. Ghana Irrigation Development Authority Office Complex Commission. My last paper before Roland comes in to do the rest is the Finder, front page of the Finder. $3.9 million Airbus SC bribery scandal. Interpol chases Samuel A. Mahama, brother of ex-President Mahama, and 3 others. All our BVR kits are new. EC, justifying, because, they say, people say, oh, the machines they are using are the old ones. Okay, on COVID-19, 2,065 health workers infected. Second phase of market disinfection starts Sunday. That will be it for the Finder by way of what's on the front page. Roland?
Yeah, so let's do the Daily Dispatch. Has on the front page, 1979 execution of military officers. Rawlings admits some were innocent. As on page 2, all biometric voter registration kits are new, according to the Electoral Commission. They release a statement to that effect. The Daily Guide also has a story. I just got a message from somebody who is doing the registration. Mm-hmm. One of the officers says it's a lie. All the machines are not new. Actually, before the statement, I knew because I was told. Yeah. All the machines are not new. Yeah. So I don't know why.
By their deeds.
All right. So then we have the Daily Guide. Arrest warrant for Mahama, 3 others. 4 million euro Airbus bribe scandal is on, and birth certificate not for identification, according to the Supreme Court.
Hey,
but we have other stories there. Okay, so let's discuss.
Oh, the samples, the samples that have been taken, the Western region situation. This is Doche Kobla Akroveto, writing this report, giving us this updates. Okay, so there's some reaction, because the story says, meanwhile, a top health official told the Daily Graphic that other testing centers, particularly the major ones, were so burdened with their own huge numbers of samples for testing that they had been reluctant to receive samples from the Western region ever since the VSD commenced COVID-19 testing in the region. It further indicated that the districts in the region had been asked to create isolation centers at their own levels as support for the inadequate isolation spaces in the regional capital. So as of Wednesday, July 15, the Western region had recorded 2,218 confirmed cases of COVID-19, out of which 2,178 had been discharged with 3 deaths. So, well, that's the other side of the story. But I guess you can't hide it any longer. We don't have the capacity.
Yeah. For me, among all the deaths, and I have to say rest in peace to all that we've lost, but Sir John, somebody I was very close to, for him losing his life to this is tragic. It's tragic because, I mean, as a personal person, he's a good human being. And I think that the virus is affecting the whole world. Just this morning, we know that India crossed that mark of 1 million. We also do know that the US and Brazil have long crossed them. Brazil just joined overnight 2 million. And so the reality is with the world. It's the deaths that we have to take consolation in. But even if we lose a life, that's a mainstay. The thing is, you don't know who it is going to be. So if we have officialdom giving us the information, we have to be realistic with ourselves because we're not living in an island. We have schoolmates, we have friends who are doctors, we have friends who are nurses and other health workers. We have people in administration at these centers, just like the Electoral Commission related, and they tell us stories. More so, when you move on to the third phase, now it is with us. It's in our homes, in our offices. So now we are also experiencing the process. So when you tell us stories that just don't correlate, it makes us think, look.
Well, some of the things I've learned over the period.
That's what
some of the things I've learned over the period, because I did 2 tests and I was still waiting for the results. Except that the last one I did at Nyaho was promptly delivered, and that gave me, I think that gave me a lot of confidence to even come back to work. But something that I learned, listen, not everybody can afford the vitamin C that we talk about, but drink a lot of oranges. Oranges for me. And I make sure that everybody in my household, when you have breakfast, you have a glass of fresh orange juice.
Like squeezed?
Squeezed, exactly. Because the younger ones can't suck it out. Like, you have to help them. And even if it means sometimes sieving for them, please do it. Get everybody, drink a lot of oranges, plenty oranges, and a lot of fruits and vegetables, a lot of green leaves. And then, listen, you will be fine. When you take the test, don't wait for the results before you take any of these actions. Just start, drink a lot of juice, a lot of oranges, take the vegetables, and try and not stress yourself. You know, try and not think about it so much. Relax. Like, that helps. And this is from a personal place because I've been there. So I hope that it helps.
Diploma in public health,
because it did help me.
Diploma in public health.
But we're talking, we will continue the conversation after sports on COVID because what we know, because we have friends and family around us who have gone through this, and even after recovery, some complain of some little things. Yeah. You know, some can't sleep well, some get tired easily, some will get consistent headaches.
Some even get running tummies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I learned just overnight. There are some few people I know who recovered, apart from what we knew will be discussed before we all went home.
Okay.
Some have aches, tummy aches, some have breathing difficulties, some have running tummies, you know, in between. Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, sometimes, and some people have light head, as in they feel like they could faint, which is obvious because you've been through a process. And it's not easy. And then some have recovered, but they almost lost their lives. But I think that is what basically is. The good thing is we have good news in Africa and in Ghana.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the numbers that have lost their lives so far, the Oxford Journal and then the Oxford University itself, its medical school, had done some, I would say, some mathematics. Okay, they had indicated that if you look at it, we're going to have about 84,000 or 89,000 deaths in Africa. You know, the CDC, the UN itself had estimated that we're going to have just around 300,000 or something like that of a loss. The US had indicated that we're going to have 1 million, but that was just over the board. But the reality of it is that we've just had about, is it 11,000 or something like that across board, across the continent, and a continent that is having this number of people. Then we have to take solace that it's because we have a population, I would nearly say voter population, and we have a population that is young. That's a key factor. And then we've been plagued with a lot of problems. Cholera, is it cholera or
yes.
cholera? Okay, cholera is key. Malaria is always there. We have all the related issues. We don't smoke a lot on the continent like we do. They do outside, and so we've not been susceptible because of the way our body structure.
Well, thankfully, we have great foods if we will.
Yeah, so eat more natural too.
Exactly.
Organic.
So listen, don't let this disease overtake you. We will survive it. We've got Dr. Joseph Akama, who's a cardiologist. He's helping take all our questions. If you're recovering from COVID-19, this is a conversation for you. If there's anything that you're experiencing after you've been discharged, this is also a conversation for you. We will share other experiences with you so you can share your experiences with us when we spend time with the doctor, Dr. Joseph Akama, who's a cardiologist. He is on the show this morning. So please don't miss it. We have to bring you sport. This is also another thing that dying by hanging in 2020 in Ghana. Even though we haven't scrapped it, are we seriously returning to it? Maybe we will discuss that.
No, not sure.
If we have, if we have time for that.
Okay, we have to take a break. Yes. And I had this from Seth Kwame Boateng, who says a special happy birthday to Dr. Margaret Ivy Amwakohene, former Ghana High Commissioner to Canada and now a member of the Council of State. You're 60 today, great age. Long live mom. God continue to bless you. This from Seth Kwame Boateng, Naneya, Kofi, and Lady, he says. And then happy birthday to the best boss in the world, Mr. Richard Atiko, CEO of Lemla Group. You own Lemla Petroleum, Gulf Energy, and Legon Cities FC. Okay, that's a good one. This coming from Moshosho, the sports presenter. Okay. So today I'm not doing mine. Usually I would have done Sally for Combat.
I just have
who works with the Boku Presbyterian Hospital, but today I'm not doing it.
Oh, Roland Walker.
Yes, darling.
For those of you who were very worried about Peter McMahon, well, just a little news that I want to share. He's doing fantastic.
Oh, great.
He's out of the hospital, and he's doing great. We thank you all for your prayers for Mr. Peter McMahon of the NPP. Listen, we want to talk about a fantastic man right now as we introduce sports. We want to talk about this man, Zidane.
Yeah.
Hala Madrid.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Listen, we were just discussing him before the newspaper review. How he has transformed. Well, I mean, it's not like transformed Real Madrid, but he stood his grounds. He left, came back, and this is the first win for him in 3 years. Yeah. And he says this has made him like the happiest man. And it's not like Liverpool winning the league. This
and you know what?
Different.
He's won three Champions League titles, 2 Club World Cups, 2 UEFA Super Cups, 2 La Liga titles, and then, of course, the Spanish Cup as well, 2 times. And then himself, you know, has won accolades, World Cup, that, chale.
Like, so this feeling is even better than the Champions League, he says. Yeah.
Because it was close.
Well,
okay.
You know, if you beat Barca like that, even though Barca is my team, Madrid is not, but
Barca
I
is your
love
team.
Zidane, yes. I love Zidane.
Patrick Gomez also has Barca as his team.
Yeah, Barca is my team, but I love Zidane. He
hasn't been since the evening of Thursday.
Oh, I mean, if you lose to the Zidane Charlie eats. He's a great guy.
All right.
So we've got sports coming your way. And then, of course, Manchester United is still pursuing. Roland, why are you?
I'm surprised. Leicester is ahead of you with goals. I don't know why.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, we're still in great form. So we'll bring you sports after this. Stay with us.